What would you do with your life if your family was worth $1.4 trillion and you were the most powerful person in a nation with almost unlimited reserves of oil? Most of us don't have to worry about this question, but there's someone who does. We are talking about the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud. Today, we are going to give you an insight on how the Crown Prince's luxurious lifestyle and what he spends his enormous wealth on. Let's begin. Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud, 36, is the world's youngest defense minister and first in line to the throne. He is also the kingdom's deputy prime minister. He has always been into politics and is thought to be the real power in the oil-rich state instead of his father, King Salman. But even these responsibilities haven't stopped him from living the life he wants to. Mohammed bin Salman, aka MBS, knows his riches, and more than that, he knows how to spend it. From expensive cars to luxurious yachts, you name it, and he has it. If you are a billionaire, owning some of the best cars in the world is no big deal. But if you want to stand out, what would you do? Of course, you will get a whole fleet of magnificent cars that are all custom made, like MBS's Lamborghini Aventador, which is worth $7.5 million. Bentley Continental Flying Spur worth $6.5 million. Bugatti Veyron Grand Sports worth $12.5 million. Rolls-Royce Phantom Coupe worth $8 million. And you know what? It's not just the millions that add up to the magnificence of these cars, but it's solid gold which makes these cars stand out. Yeah, you heard it right. All of these cars are plated with gold. A golden collection if there ever was one. Well, quite a collection, but it seems like that few gold cars aren't enough for the Crown Prince, as he also owns a yacht named Serene. It's not just any yacht, because it costs about $458 million and is known as a super yacht. It was constructed at Fincantieri, an Italian shipyard, and has a total length of 439 feet and a beam of 60 feet. Serene, the world's 15th largest yacht, attracts attention wherever she goes, not only because of her enormous size, but also because of Espen Oeno's fantastic designs and many unbelievable internal features. The 134-meter yacht can accommodate 24 passengers in 12 guest rooms, which are divided into one master suite with an owner's deck, a VIP cabin, 3 cabins, and 7 double staterooms. Serene is manned by a staff of over 40 persons and features various pools, spas, a snow room, and a steam room, as well as 2 helipads and storage for a huge submarine or tender docking station. For children, there is a playroom with a climbing wall and an entertainment center with the latest video game consoles. There's an underwater observation area and an outdoor theater, and one of the helipads may be transformed into a dance floor or a pool if the other pools aren't big enough. The owner, of course, has an entire deck to himself, as well as a private elevator that transports him from his stateroom to his private quarters. A private swim platform, a California king-size bed, a full walk-in dressing space, and a huge bathroom are just some of the amazing features included. Given all of this, who wouldn't want to hang the most valuable painting of our time on the massive vessel's walls? That is, assuming you can afford to buy both of them. And it appears that Mohammed bin Salman is capable of doing so. Mohammed bin Salman increased the yacht's value by hanging a $450 million Leonardo da Vinci painting of Jesus Christ titled Salvator Mundi, which translates to Savior of the World. The sale of the 16th century picture set a new record for the most expensive art sale ever. The painting is said to be hanging aboard MBS's boat, putting the floating palace's value at above £700 million. Having a house of your own is something every homeowner should be proud of. But have you ever imagined owning a chateau? It is not that hard for Mohammed bin Salman. Of course, for someone who owns solid gold cars and a $458 million yacht, buying a chateau will be as easy as snapping their fingers. In 2015, the world was startled when an anonymous bidder spent €230 million buying a magnificent chateau just west of Paris in France. It was known as the world's most expensive home sale at the time. 2 years later, Bin Salman was reported to be the buyer. He fell in love with the 50,000 square feet Chateau Louis XIV on a work trip and couldn't help but buy it. There are 10 bedrooms, an indoor and outdoor pool, a library, and an aquarium in the chateau. The aquarium also serves as a meditation room and has a translucent underwater chamber that wouldn't appear out of place in a James Bond movie. The 17th century chateau also features a 3,000-bottle wine cellar, as well as a cinema theatre and a moat. It also boasts indoor and outdoor pools, a private theatre, a squash court, 2 ballrooms, and a nightclub. Before the prince purchased it, Kim Kardashian considered the palace as a destination for her wedding to Kanye West. MBS used shell business in France and Luxembourg to conceal his ownership. In addition to this property, the prince is thought to own the Le Rouvray estate, a 620-acre piece of land located an hour outside of Paris. The crown prince is said to be planning to renovate the land's manor home, which hasn't been renovated in 60 years. Everyone needs a breath of fresh air after a tough routine. So does the crown prince. But his way of enjoying a holiday is a tad bit different from ours. The prince desired a relaxing vacation away from prying eyes. The traditional candidates, such as Paris, the French Riviera, Marbella, and the royal family's other favorite vacation spots, were ruled out. MBS eventually decided to go to the Maldives and privatize the Vela Resort, a paradise floating atop the blue seas of the Indian Ocean. There are 50 villas set over beautiful coral reefs, each with a housekeeper and, of course, a swimming pool. The resort's many lavish amenities, including a disco, a snowblower, a wine cellar brimming with the best French vintages, and a restaurant overlooking the water, where guests may see sea turtles. MBS celebrated the acquisition in some style with a tiny gang of a dozen lucky friends. Nearly 150 Brazilian and Russian supermodels were invited on the island before the Saudis arrived. There were concerts starring rapper Pitbull, Korean pop artist Psy, and Dutch DJ Afrojack to keep these demanding guests entertained. Each of the hotel's 300 or so staff was paid $5,000 for a month's work, not including the large gratuities they received. That's what we mean when we say partying in style. Hold your horses, as we are not done yet, nor is Mohammed bin Salman. Can you name a single billionaire who doesn't own a private jet? Well, don't trouble yourself, because it seems like a tradition for billionaires to own the very best of everything they can lay their hands on, whether it be expensive cars, magnificent ships, or private jets. When it comes to private jets, Mohammed bin Salman owns a total of 3 private jets. Among his private jets include a Gulfstream G650ER, which is worth $66 million. Then comes the Boeing BBJ MAX 7, which is worth $100 million. And last but not the least is the Dassault Falcon 8X, which is worth $58 million. But being rich is not all about spending your money on extravagant things. You ought to also care about those who are underprivileged, and the Crown Prince surely has the heart to share his money with less fortunate, needy people. The Crown Prince's donations have helped a huge number of people in the past few years by supporting the charitable sector and strengthening the services provided. 4 years ago, the Crown Prince donated 100 million Saudi riyals to 102,000 people, including orphans, disabled people, cancer patients, the elderly, widows, divorcees, young men and women preparing to marry, and poor families. Through the Mohammed bin Salman Philanthropic Project, it was handed to 70 charitable organizations within the kingdom. He attended his elementary education in Riyadh, the Saudi capital, where he was among the top 10 pupils in the kingdom. He graduated from King Saud University with a law degree, finishing second in his class. Unlike many other high-ranking Saudi princes, he did not obtain an education in the West. Bin Salman was engaged in a variety of training programs during his time as a university student. In 2008, he married Princess Sarah bint Mashur, with whom he has 4 children. MBS and his wife have agreed to keep their family out of the spotlight. Salman worked in the private sector for several years before joining his father's team as an advisor in 2004. Salman's power grew after his father became crown prince in 2012, and he became known as one of Saudi Arabia's main figures. Salman became the youngest person in history to be named Minister of Defense in 2015. When his father became king, Salman was named crown prince in 2017, after defeating the anointed heir in a power struggle. He instituted economic and social changes, particularly in the area of women's rights. So that was all from today's video. We hope you have enjoyed it, and if you have, then don't forget to like and share this video and let us know your feedback by dropping comments in the comment section.